Alibaba just released a 2.4 trillion parameter AI model that beats Claude on one of the hardest agentic coding tests in the industry. And in 1 week, they're planning to give the weights away. This is Qwen 3.8 Max, Alibaba's largest model ever. It landed on August 3rd, aimed squarely at Anthropic's core market. Bloomberg's headline said it plainly, benchmark scores rivaling Anthropic. Let's start with the architecture. 2.4 trillion total parameters, but only 95 billion activate per request. That's the mixture of experts trick that keeps it fast and keeps the price down. It carries a full 1 million token context window, so it can hold enormous documents or entire code bases. Pricing is $2 per million input tokens, $6 per million output. Now the performance, and this is where you need to read carefully. On Terminal Bench 2.1, which tests whether a model can actually operate a real computer terminal, Qwen scored 86.6. That edges out Claude Opus 4.8 and Claude Fable 5, both at 84.6. It still trails GPT 5.6 Sol at 88.8. Close to the front, not at it. But here's the part most headlines will skip. On SWE-Bench Pro, the harder software engineering test, Qwen scored 67.7. Fable 5 scored 80. That's a 12-point gap. On Frontier SWE, it's 73.5 against Fable 5's 88.8. And every one of those numbers comes from Alibaba's own benchmark table. Both stories are true at once. Independent testing tells a similar story. On Arena's front-end code leaderboard, it opened at number 4, 37 points behind the top Claude Opus configuration and behind Moonshot's Kimi K3. So the honest summary? Competitive on agentic and multimodal work, strong on document intelligence, still behind Anthropic on deep software engineering. Which brings us to the part that actually matters. Next week, Alibaba says it will publish the real weights on Hugging Face and ModelScope. That has never happened with a QwenMax-class model. Every previous flagship stayed locked behind an API, exactly the way Anthropic and OpenAI keep theirs. This ends that pattern. A smaller Qwen 3.8 27B checkpoint is going open as well, and that's the one most people will actually be able to run. Because let's be honest about the flagship. 2.4 trillion parameters at 4-bit precision is roughly 1.2 terabytes of weights. That's 8 or more data center class GPUs, not a laptop. So no, not every developer downloads this. But any well-funded startup, any enterprise, any government can host it themselves, fine-tune it, and deploy it without paying a US lab a cent. That's a fundamentally different competitive picture than a pricing competition. Open weights don't just undercut the price, they remove the gatekeeper entirely. So here's my question for you. Would you trust an open weight model out of China as much as a closed one out of Silicon Valley? Drop your answer below. I'll be covering the actual weight release next week and testing whether the independent numbers hold up. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I break down AI news like this every single day.